speaking in my signature style as the host of Howard's Opinion, I welcome you all to another captivating episode of our podcast, where we dive into the most intriguing stories from the world of sports. Today, we're going to explore a narrative that transcends the boundaries of mere athletic competition, delving into the heart of community, identity, and what it truly means to call a team your own. As we embark on this journey, let's set the stage with a story that has resonated deeply with many, a tale of loyalty, perseverance, and the unbreakable bond between a city and its beloved football team. Our focus is on the Buffalo Bills, a team whose history is as fascinating as it is poignant, filled with moments of brilliance and heart-wrenching defeats. The essence of being a fan isn't just about winning, it's about belonging to something larger than oneself. For the people of Buffalo, their team represents more than just a group of athletes. It embodies the spirit of resilience, the underdog mentality that defines their city's narrative. From the architectural marvels that speak to its industrial past to the current efforts in economic and cultural revival, Buffalo is a city that wears its heart on its sleeve, and the Bills are at the forefront of this story. The team's journey, marked by 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses in the early 1990s and a playoff drought that spanned nearly a generation, has become an integral part of the city's folklore. Yet, it's not just about the wins or losses. It's about the community that rallies around their team through thick and thin. The dedication of Bills fans is legendary, from their infamous tailgates to their unwavering support during the harsh Buffalo winters. But what does it mean to find your team, to discover that sense of belonging and identity? For some, it's a matter of geography or family tradition. However, as our story illustrates, it can also be about finding a community that accepts you with open arms, gifting you a sense of home in the unlikeliest of places. As we explore this narrative further, we'll delve into how the concept of home plays out in team sports, where allegiance is often inherited or based on location. Yet, there's a profound lesson here about how community and identity can be found, gifted by others who welcome you into their fold. In conclusion, the story of the Buffalo Bills and their fans is one of hope, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit. It reminds us that in sports, as in life, it's not just about achieving victory, but about the journey itself, the bonds we form along the way, and the communities we build. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Speaking of advantages, welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We've got a fascinating matchup to dissect in the NFL, and I'm excited to dive into the details. As we gear up for the weekend's games, let's take a closer look at the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. The Colts are looking to break an over-decade-long Week 1 losing streak, and they might just have the edge they need to make it happen. According to the final injury report, the Colts are relatively healthy, with only running back Tyler Goodson listed as questionable due to an elbow injury. On the other hand, the Dolphins are dealing with a plethora of injuries that could significantly impact their performance. Tight end Darren Waller, cornerback Ethan Bonner, and running back Jalen Wright have all been ruled out for Sunday's game. Now I know what you're thinking. Injuries are part of the game, and teams need to adapt. But when you've got 12 players listed on your practice report, as the Dolphins do, it's tough to feel confident about your chances. The Colts, on the other hand, have a clean bill of health, which gives them a distinct advantage. But here's the thing. The Dolphins still have some talented players who are expected to suit up on Sunday. Tyreek Hill, despite being listed as on track to play with oblique and calf injuries, is always a threat. And Devon Achane, another running back, is also expected to play. So, what does this mean for the Colts? Well, they need to take advantage of their superior health and come out strong on Sunday. If they can't win against a hobbled Dolphins team, it could spell disaster for the rest of their season. The pressure is on Indianapolis. As we analyze these injury reports, it's clear that the Colts have the upper hand. But in the NFL, you can never count out a team until the final whistle blows. The Dolphins might still find a way to pull off an upset, despite their injuries. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. we're wrapping up another exciting episode, and I've got a thrilling story to share with you all as we close out the show. Today, we're talking about the highly anticipated boxing match between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, two of the biggest names in the sport. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, what's the big deal about this fight? Well, let me tell you, my friends. This is more than just a battle for supremacy. It's a clash of titans. You've got Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, putting his titles on the line against Terence Crawford, the undefeated welterweight champion who's looking to make history by becoming a world champion in multiple weight classes. As we take a closer look at the fight card, you'll notice some impressive matchups. Callum Walsh is taking on an opponent with a 17-0 record, Christian Mbili is facing off against Lester Martinez, and Muhammad Alakel is going up against John Ornelas. But let's be real, folks. The main event is what everyone's been waiting for. Canelo Alvarez has been dominating the super middleweight division since 2020, with an impressive record of 11 WWE at 1x8 at 1x8 times. He's looking to prove once again that he's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. On the other hand, Terence Crawford is riding a wave of confidence after his 9th-round TKO win over Errol Spence Jr. in 2023, which made him the undisputed welterweight champion. Now, I've got to say, folks, both fighters are oozing with confidence. Canelo Alvarez said, "I'm super happy to be making history again, and this time on a Riyadh season card that will be broadcast on Netflix. On September 13, I'm ready to show once again that I am the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world." And Terence Crawford chimed in, saying, "My perfect record speaks for itself. I am the best fighter in the world, and no matter the opponent or weight class, I have always come out on top. On September 13, my hand will be raised once again as the world watches greatness. As we count down to the big fight, one thing is certain, only one man can emerge victorious. Will it be Canelo Alvarez, defending his titles and cementing his legacy? Or will Terence Crawford pull off a stunning upset and prove that he's the best fighter in the world? That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.